Hello, my name is Georgia Taylor Aguilar. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the Panic Curator at the Tetley. Just to describe myself before I start, I am a white British Hispanic woman with long dark brown hair, green eyes, and I'm wearing a yellow top. I'm sitting in a room with pink walls and colourful shelving behind me. This video is an application support video which coincides with the release of our third round of Panic bursaries. To introduce Panic, this programme stands for Promoting an Artists Network in the Crisis. It is led by artists, curators, organisations and individuals in Leeds City Region. Panic will create an artist network in Leeds, and the network offers benefits through these bursaries, providing mentoring, activities such as talks, as well as the sharing of learning and resources. Panic is led by a steering group made up of 7 artist members and 3 artist advisors, as well as the Tetley team. You can find more about the Panic steering group on our website. So for now, just to introduce the bursaries, we are releasing the third round of bursaries today on Monday, the 11th of October, 2021. The deadline for submissions for this bursary round is 9 a.m. on the 12th of November, 2021. So Panic invites artists to submit applications for 6 but more bursaries of £5,000 and £1,000. And these support the making of new work that responds to our present situation. This is our final round for this iteration of the Panic bursaries, and we will distribute 4 £1,000 bursaries and 2 £5,000 bursaries. So the selected artists will work with myself, as well as the Panic coordinator and the Panic digital producer, to deliver the proposed artwork as outlined in the application and present new artwork through the Panic network online through the Tetley's website. So these bursaries are available to artists based in the Leeds City region to create new contemporary visual artwork in any media or forms. So from moving image to book, print, painting, sculpture, performance, sound art, etc. The work does not need to be digital work, but we will support you and the process to present these online. So I'm just going to share my screen and show you the artist call out and explain a little more about each bursary and how to apply. So the bursaries are based on this brief, and I will read it out now. In our times, new, strange, dark, difficult, challenging, sad, interesting, unforeseen, unimagined. The pandemic has changed everyone's lives and created new experiences, pressures, and possibilities. We are asking artists to create new works that help us think through these new psychological, social, and cultural conditions. We are hoping that bursaries will offer spaces to create a voice. We are also encouraging artists to think deeply about issues and lived experiences of race, class, disability, gender, and sexuality. We are hoping to explore the experiences of situated and self-reflexive diversity amongst the creative communities of Leeds. So in this application guidance, you'll find some words and phrases pulled out from our discussions as steering group about what we hope that some of these bursaries will achieve. So the budget for the £5,000 bursaries, the bursary cost will cover fee and production for the artist. We will provide marketing and staff support, as well as a digital platform provided by the Tetley. So as part of this, we would hope and anticipate that at least £1,500 of the £5,000 bursary should be spent on artist fees, and that these should follow Artists Union England guidelines, which you can click through a link to find out more in the application guidance. We are committed to ensuring that artists are paid appropriately for your time and that you are valued based on your day rate and experience. So for all bursaries, we would hope that it's all realistic and possible within this financial parameter, and that's something we would be looking for, as well as feasible within the time outlined later in the timeline. So with the bursaries, we would distribute 90% of the bursary value once you've signed this artist contract, and the final 10% after the work has been delivered and presented. So with this would also be the same with the £1,000 bursary too. And within the artist contract, the artwork belongs to you, and it stipulates further information as well. Support and access. So we are committed to making sure that our opportunities and support are accessible to all, including those facing barriers to apply. So we have a separate access budget, which may be used to fund organisations, charities and support workers to also support you apply as an artist if needed. And if you have concerns about how this bursary fee may affect PIP, disability living allowance and or universal credit, then please get in touch and we can signpost you to the most appropriate advice. We will also work with each selected artist on an access rider document. Information about what this is can be found in the application guidance. This is to outline and address any disability access needs so we can best work with you to create these bursaries. So please let us know by 9 AM on the 25th of October if you want or require any additional support to enable you to put your application together. Also open through the email to answer any questions too. This email is program@thetetley.org and always open to answer any questions. The email will be checked regularly throughout the process. So the applications will first be checked to make sure that they meet the following eligibility criteria. This is really to make sure that the artists who apply can be best supported throughout this process, and that essentially we are making sure that we can support the artist, which is really important, but also to make sure that the artist can get the most out of the opportunity. So collectives can also apply. So artist collectives, which consist of maybe 2 or more people, and everyone who applies has to live or work in Leeds City Region. There is a link to a map here if you're unsure about where this is. And this is really important to us because we have limited funding and we want to make sure that it can reach people who are in our network, who can most essentially benefit the Leeds City region and the area which we are trying to support artists to practice in. So the artists will have potential to show their work on a digital platform, and we can support this process. The artwork must be able to be delivered within the 3 months and to budget, and it must meet the Artists Union England guidelines of fair pay. The outcome, whatever it is, has to be free for all with no cost to the audience or participants. The bursary may not be for you if your proposal will raise money for other projects or with more partners. This is because we are a charity at the Tetley and cannot raise money for other charities or causes. We do support those who are not currently in education, which consists of FE, so foundation level, BA, which is undergraduate level, MFA or MA, which is master's level, or PhDs, which is the doctorates. So we support those, though, who are also receiving alternative arts education, such as from alternative art schools, like School of the Damned, or syllabus at Wysing Arts Centre, for example. We prioritise those who have not received significant or institutional opportunities in the last 5 years. And what does this mean? Is really important to clarify. So this includes national and or international gallery representation, solo exhibitions in galleries that are not artist-led, artwork or artworks in gallery or museum collections. If you've ever had kind of individual ACE funding, which is Arts Council funding, £15,000 or above, or if you've received National Arts Awards or commissioning programmes above £5,000. We appreciate totally that every situation may have especially changed radically during this time. So within your CV, we would ask you to consider and expand on this, and also within the Why Now section. So please clarify the positions that you've had in the past and which role you have had, if your work or previous opportunities relates to any of these. So for example, if you've worked with an institution before, what role has it been in? If it's been a supporting role or an invited collaboration with a main partner, if it's in a freelance contract or in previous workshops. This is really useful to us because it's really important that we can make sure that we are prioritising artists who may not yet benefited from significant projects or institutional opportunities. And we really find it useful if the steering group have clarity as to what kind of opportunities you've had in the past, and to be transparent about those kind of terms. So once it's gone through the eligibility phase, each application will then be sent to the steering group members and will be scored with a number scoring system in a blind way. So no one will know in the steering group what each other have scored. And it will be scored on the description of the proposed artwork or project, how it contributes to the brief, how the project or artwork creates a voice that engages with PANIC's aims, activity, and has benefit with the wider network. As I mentioned before, we prioritise artists who have not yet benefited from significant projects or institutional opportunities. So see above. We have capacity to support artists who are disabled and learning disabled, with long-term health conditions, neurodivergent, LGBTQ+, asylum seekers, refugees, people who are working class, Black and artists of colour, and or artists who have not gone through formal art education. So finally then, a short list of 10 applications will be decided and checked to ensure these applications are diverse with a balance of themes and art forms. This shortlist will then be reread and collectively discussed. Then the selected artists will be decided by consensus voting. If any member of the steering committee benefits directly from a proposed project, then they will declare a conflict of interest at the beginning of the meeting and will be asked to leave the discussion from any project that they may directly benefit from. You can find out more about who the steering group are through this link in our guidance. And then we finally have the timetable. So the call out for proposals goes out today, the 11th of October 2021. And then on the 12th of November at 9 AM is the submission deadline for you to send an application form to us. Artists will be notified of their selection by the 2nd of December, and then bursary production will last from December until the end of March, and this round of bursaries will launch online on the 31st of March. Here are details of the PANIC team and who you will be supported by, primarily by myself, the PANIC coordinator, and the PANIC digital producer. So the application form for each of the 2 bursary pots will be online and able to download. Please do read the eligibility guidance before you download the application form. The bursary questions that we ask are slightly different for the £1,000 bursary and the £5,000 bursary. So I'm just going to show you the difference. So firstly, with the £1,000 bursary, we ask for your name and your pronouns. This is optional for everyone who submits an application. And it's essentially to help us as a steering group communicate and talk about you in the 3rd person when discussing your work. Please let us know your location to make sure that you meet the eligibility criteria. With the £1,000 questions, they are slightly shorter in that we do not ask you as much because it is for a lower amount as a bursary. So a bit about your practice. This is about your artwork, your influences, interests, and anything else you want us to know about your work. This is essentially an artist statement or an artist biography if you already have one of those. And then we would like to know a little bit about why this PANIC bursary is important for your practice now. So please only share what you want to and are comfortable to do so. Do not feel need to evidence ways in which you may have been minoritized, and tell us why this is important to add value to your current development, and more information about your previous opportunities. And then we would ask about what you would like to do. So just describe your bursary artwork or project. So please paste your CV in the application form. This is really to also help us work out the kind of support you've received in the past. So please clarify the roles in which you've had in the past, whether that's a lead artist or supporting role, as I mentioned earlier. And then please copy 3 or 4 images into the application form, which can include text or link to moving image work, no longer than 5 minutes. And then please complete the Equal Opportunities form online. This is really important to us. It's recorded anonymously, it's held separately to your proposal and plays no part in the process. It helps to make sure that we are receiving applications from a diverse group of people who are representative of the Leeds City Region, and it really helps us making sure that we know that this is reaching far enough and wide enough. And then you will send your application form to panic@thetetley.org with the subject PANIC £1,000 bursary round 3. And as I mentioned, the deadline is 9 AM on the 12th of November. Now, we do offer optional feedback for all of the bursaries for unsuccessful applications. However, I do want to stress that all applications, and many of them are very, very successful and of very, very high quality. So the feedback will be based on an area of development in the selection criteria which the steering group feel that your application could benefit from developing. So we will offer optional feedback once you've been notified if you wish. We then ask you to complete a checklist in the application form just to make sure that you have given us everything that we need. So you can send us this application in a Word document. However, we also offer alternative forms for you to submit this information to us. So as well as in writing, you can record your answers in a video or audio file that's no longer than 5 minutes. Or if you get back to me before the 25th of October, then you can request a Zoom session where your voice will be transcribed into an application form. And that's another way also that you can get us the information that we need. All proposals will be treated equally and no favour will be given to production or how you apply. Again, we're happy to answer any questions or arrange access support for you. So then we come to the £5,000 bursary application form. Again, please read the guidance beforehand. And these questions are also very similar to the £1,000 form. However, we also ask how this artwork relates to the brief in particular, and also how you would like to spend the money. So this is essentially giving us a really brief budget breakdown where you can extend on this table if you wish. And it kind of gives us a bit of an idea about where the costs will want to go and to make sure that you are paying yourself a fair artist's fee. This really helps us to understand your thinking and also selected artists to help support their kind of first stage of the bursary production. So this could be a bit of a breakdown. So for example, you might say 5 days at a £200 day rate fee, and you could break that up, which might make £1,000, 500. So yeah, anyway, break down your budget in here. This could include production materials, purchase or hire of equipment or travel. Again, we don't expect this budget to be full and very comprehensive and detailed, but it's just really a good idea to get a rough outline. And then please paste your CV in. And also copy 6 to 10 images of your work into this document, which can also include text and moving image work. And again, please fill out the equal opportunities and then complete the checklist. So that is a bit of a rundown into the bursary process. And please just get in touch if you have any questions or need any access support from us at the Tetley. The email is here, so program@thetetley.org, and the email will be monitored until the application closing date. But if you do have any questions, I would really encourage you to ask them earlier on in the process, so there is enough time to be able to get back to you. And here is a map of Leeds City Region. So you know that this is actually a very, very broad area from Craven to Barnsley and from Bradford to Selby. So there is many artists out there who I'm sure will be really interested in applying, and we really hope to see really exciting ideas and projects for the Panic bursaries. We hope to see your application, and please do get in touch if you need any support or have any questions, and we look forward to seeing your application. Thank you very much.